I was a retail executive for several major companies, including Starbucks and some other retail companies. And I started with PepsiCo on the sales side. What Gail's really good at is she helps people not only understand who they are, but how their connection to the world, how their values connect to the outside world, how their values connect to the company, and then more specifically, how their values connect to the group that they're working with on a day-to-day basis. So she really helps strengthen that. And she really creates an environment in each of her sessions that's very non-confrontational. It's very easy to listen to what Gail is working with the group on, and it's very welcoming to people that might be new to the team or that people haven't experienced those type of things before. I can speak to the fact that she's adapted to all 5 companies I've worked for over 35 years. And the way she does that is she really understands what the company's values are and then really takes some time to understand the team's values and sort of matches up the human side of the people that are attending her class, both leaders and people that are reporting to that leader, so that, again, they feel very comfortable in that environment. And there are also permissions for them to ask questions on how they relate to the values of the company, what strengths do they bring, and then also what opportunity areas that they have. And that happened with PepsiCo, Activision, that happened with Starbucks, that happened with Grocery Outlet. All of those, Gail is extremely effective at delivering a message that bridged people to bridge their values to the company's values. She's got a lot of feng shui in her approach. But I would say, though, that she's also not afraid to ask you to self-challenge, for you to be self-directed in your learning. And she sort of shines a light on that guided path, whether it's in a group setting or whether it's on an individual basis. Many times over the years, I had individual leaders, while they did fine in the session, they needed some additional one-on-one coaching. And there's probably a dozen or more leaders that went through Gail's coaching that came out of my teams and are stronger today as a result. I did have an experience with other trainers, but I found that other trainers were really, really more about teaching just their content and the content that their company produced. The difference is that Gail customizes the content for the individual and for the team, and then ties it to the company. There aren't very many, if any, that I've run across, consultants and advisors like Gail that can effectively do that. And she's very good at it. And the more opportunities that she has to engage with your team and with the company and perhaps other teams in the company, the stronger that connection becomes. So I would say customization. I would say just an outstanding ability to build and maintain relationships with people while they're going through the training. And then also the opportunity on an individual basis for Gail to work privately with people that are really trying to go to a deeper level from what they might have learned in the class. Sometimes an individual that was on my team would ask me in a private session, hey, I really would like to go deeper in this particular area. Is there a way Gail can help me? So that's prompted by the individual. And of course, I'd always set budget aside to be able to do that. But in other cases, it's more about observations of both Gail and myself as they're going through this training, and me knowing that the individual has some particular skills they need to spend a little bit more time on to be successful. So I suggest it. And of course, they'd already met Gail, so almost everyone accepts the opportunity to get that development. If you are a leader and you've just put together this team, let's say there was a reorganization, or you're new to the company and you're just introducing this, you're just getting to know this team for the first time, great opportunity to bring Gail in to help you get a real scope of what people's strengths and opportunities are and how they interact with each other and the company, but also an opportunity for you to sort of train alongside the team. So that's one example. Another example might be where you've got an existing core team, but you've added folks to that team over time, and perhaps they're struggling sort of getting a better connection to the team and what the team's purpose is. And again, connection to the company and to their individual skills. So that's also an opportunity. And I say this, it could be in the sales realm, which I personally experienced. It could be in the retail side. It could be a combination of both. So lots of opportunities and scenarios from which Gail is very versatile. And she has the ability to elevate the performance of your team. She's worked with a private company, which was that I was the CEO of, that was less than 30 people. And she's worked with large corporations, divisions of Starbucks, where I had 8,000 employees, and she'd worked with a smaller team of perhaps 50 to 100. So she's got a lot of versatility, and she has other resources to support her if she went on larger endeavors. There's a team that works with Gail that follows a lot of the same practices that Gail has for many years. I think the most unique thing about Gail is her laugh, and it may surprise you because it's an elevated laugh. It tends to be above perhaps the tone of the conversation, but it's so magnetic, and it just is such a signature of Gail that she really believes that life is precious, and in order to really engage as you're on your own journey, laughter and fun is a big part of it, and she includes that. You feel that in all the sessions that you're in with her on one basis. And so I would say Gail's signature laugh is one of her many redeeming qualities.